You think New York City is the pinnacle of urban development, but right now, 10 Chinese megacities are operating with infrastructure and technology that won't reach Manhattan for another century. We're talking about cities where artificial intelligence controls traffic in real time, where payment systems don't need cards or phones, where metro systems move more people in a day than NYC moves in a week. These aren't future concepts, they're running right now. And the gap between what these cities can do and what New York can do is staggering. Let's start with the city that's redefining what's possible when you give 22 million people access to technology from the future. Beijing. Beijing moves 5 billion passengers through its metro system every year. That's more than the entire population of Europe using one city's subway network annually. The system spans 470 miles of track with over 400 stations, and it's still expanding at a pace that would take New York 50 years to match. But the infrastructure is just the foundation. Here's where it gets insane. Beijing's traffic management system uses artificial intelligence to control over 12,000 intersections simultaneously. The system processes data from millions of cameras, sensors, and connected vehicles in real time, adjusting traffic light patterns every few seconds based on actual flow. When you're driving through Beijing, you're not following a pre-programmed traffic light schedule from 1975 like you are in Manhattan. You're moving through a living network that's actively optimizing itself around you. The AI reduces average commute times by 30% compared to traditional systems. Then there's Beijing Daxing International Airport. This isn't just a terminal. It's a glimpse into how infrastructure will work in 2050. The starfish-shaped megaterminal covers 7 million square feet with technology that processes passengers through facial recognition from curb to gate. You walk through security, immigration, and boarding without stopping, without pulling out documents, without waiting in a single line. The building's automated systems handle 100 million passengers per year, with half the staff JFK needs for a fraction of that volume. The entire structure was built in less than 5 years. But Beijing's real achievement is integration. The metro connects to high-speed rail that runs at 217 miles per hour. Your phone becomes your metro card, your payment method, your building access, and your identity verification through systems that make New York's contactless payment experiment look quaint. The Beijing National Stadium, the Bird's Nest, operates as a smart venue where 50 sensors per seat monitor everything from air quality to crowd density, feeding data back into the city's central management system. Everything talks to everything else. The entire city functions as one coordinated machine. And somehow, Shanghai makes Beijing look like it's holding back. Shanghai Tower isn't just the tallest building in China at 2,073 feet. It's a vertical city with its own weather system management. The building's double-skin facade creates a 9-story atrium that spirals up the entire structure, with sensors monitoring wind pressure, temperature, and air quality at every level. The tower's AI adjusts heating, cooling, and ventilation for each of the 128 floors independently, cutting energy use by 30% compared to conventional supertalls. You're looking at a building that thinks, but that tower is just one piece of infrastructure in a city that's rebuilt itself around speed. The Shanghai Maglev hits 268 miles per hour on its regular route from the airport to the city. You cover 19 miles in 7 minutes. There's no rail contact, no friction, just magnetic levitation pushing you faster than a racing car while you barely feel the movement. New York's air train crawls at 40 miles per hour and still manages to break down twice a week. Then there's the real monster, Shanghai's automated port. Yangshan Deepwater Port operates with almost no human workers. Automated cranes, AI-guided trucks, and robotic systems move over 47 million containers per year, making it the busiest container port on Earth. The entire operation runs 24/7 with precision that human-operated ports can't approach. A ship arrives, and the system calculates the optimal unloading sequence, assigns every container a path, and executes the entire operation faster than ports with 10 times the staff. But here's what separates Shanghai from every other city. The entire megacity runs on infrastructure built for 500 million annual subway trips. Facial recognition payment systems let you buy anything, ride anything, access anything without ever pulling out your wallet. The metro doesn't just connect neighborhoods, it connects to high-speed rail stations where trains depart every 4 minutes for cities hundreds of miles away. 5G coverage blankets every square foot of the city, turning Shanghai into one massive connected network where your commute, your purchases, your building access, and your transit all flow through the same integrated system. But if you want to see what happens when a city builds itself from scratch with zero limitations, you need to see what's happening 2 hours south. Shenzhen. Shenzhen eliminated 16,000 diesel buses and replaced every single one with electric vehicles in 3 years. The entire city's public bus fleet runs on batteries now. 16,000 buses, zero emissions, charging infrastructure across 500 square miles of urban territory. But the buses are just the visible part. Shenzhen's metro system operates with level 4 automation, meaning the trains drive themselves, monitor themselves, and optimize their own schedules without human intervention. The system moves 6 million passengers per day through 300 miles of track with 99.9% on-time performance. When something goes wrong, the AI reroutes trains, adjusts intervals, and notifies passengers before human operators even see the problem. You're riding infrastructure that manages itself. Then there's the Ping and Finance Center, standing at 1,900 feet with technology built into every surface. The tower's facade uses sensors to monitor wind stress on the building in real time, adjusting damping systems to counteract movement before occupants feel it. The building's elevators travel at 33 feet per second, controlled by AI that predicts demand patterns and positions cars before people even call them. The entire structure functions as a single integrated system where lighting, climate, security, and transportation coordinate through a central intelligence. This isn't a building with smart features. This is a smart system shaped like a building. But Shenzhen's real achievement is total integration. The city operates as one massive pilot program for technologies that haven't been approved anywhere else. Facial recognition cameras at every intersection track traffic violations automatically. Your face is your payment method, your transit pass, your identity. The entire city runs on a digital backbone that processes more data in an hour than New York systems handle in a month. You can live in Shenzhen without ever touching cash, cards, or keys. Everything flows through your face and your phone, managed by systems that make New York's technology look like it's running on steam power. And then you realize that Shenzhen isn't even the most advanced industrial city in China. Suzhou. Suzhou built the Suzhou Zhongnan Center at 2,400 feet. But the real engineering achievement is what's happening at ground level. The Suzhou Industrial Park operates as a living laboratory for automated manufacturing at city scale. Factories run with robotic assembly lines controlled by AI systems that adjust production in real time based on demand forecasts, material availability, and quality metrics. The entire district functions as one coordinated manufacturing network, where machines communicate directly with each other, optimizing output across hundreds of facilities simultaneously. This is what happens when you build an industrial zone from scratch with technology that won't reach Western factories for 20 years. Then there's the building technology itself. The Zhongnan Center uses a tuned mass damper system that actively counteracts wind sway, controlled by sensors that detect building movement and adjust the damper's position hundreds of times per second. The tower's double-deck elevators move 48 people at a time. Every system in the building, from air handling to water management to security, operates through centralized AI that learns usage patterns and optimizes performance without human input. But here's what makes Suzhou terrifying. The entire city was designed as an integration of industrial automation, residential infrastructure, and transit systems that work as one organism. Smart manufacturing districts connect to smart residential towers that connect to automated metro lines that connect to high-speed rail. When a factory changes production schedules, the transit system adjusts service levels. When residential areas see population shifts, the infrastructure adapts. You're looking at a city where every system talks to every other system, managed by technology that most American cities don't even know exists. But if Suzhou represents industrial integration, the city 1,500 miles west shows what happens when you build megastructures that shouldn't be possible. Chengdu. The New Century Global Center in Chengdu covers 18 million square feet under a single roof. That's 3 times the size of the Pentagon. The structure contains shopping centers, offices, hotels, a water park with an artificial beach, and an IMAX theater, all operating as one climate-controlled environment managed by AI systems that adjust temperature, humidity, and air quality for different zones independently. The building's smart grid pulls power from multiple sources, balancing load across the facility in real time to cut energy waste by 40%. You're standing inside a structure that functions as its own self-contained city. But the real story is what's happening above ground. Chengdu Tianfu International Airport opened with infrastructure designed to handle 80 million passengers per year from day one. The terminal uses automated baggage systems that track every piece of luggage through RFID chips, facial recognition gates that process passengers in seconds, and AI crowd management that predicts bottlenecks before they form. The entire airport was built in 4 years. But here's where it gets insane. Chengdu built a digital twin of the entire city, a virtual replica that simulates every building, every road, every utility line in real time. Urban planners test infrastructure changes in the digital twin before breaking ground on anything physical. The system predicts how new developments will affect traffic patterns, air quality, and resource usage with accuracy that makes traditional planning look like guesswork. The city is literally running simulations of itself to optimize decisions before they happen. And somehow, a coastal city 200 miles southeast is operating with green technology that makes Chengdu look conventional. Tianjin. Tianjin built Golden Finance 117 to 1970 feet. But the real engineering is happening in the Sino-Singapore Tianjin Eco-City, a district designed from the ground up as a testing facility for green technology at scale. Every building in the Eco-City uses smart grid systems that balance power generation from solar panels, wind turbines, and the main grid in real time. The AI decides which power source to draw from moment by moment based on demand, weather conditions, and cost. The entire district operates as one massive energy management experiment, cutting carbon emissions by 60% compared to conventional development. But Tianjin's real advantage is its position as one of China's largest ports, and the automation technology running those docks makes the rest of the world's container facilities look primitive. Automated cranes stack containers with precision measured in millimeters. AI-guided vehicles move cargo without drivers. And the entire operation processes 18 million containers per year, with a fraction of the workforce traditional ports require. Ships dock, unload, and depart on schedules optimized by machine learning that predicts delays before they happen. The port operates 24/7 with efficiency that human-run facilities can't match. But here's what separates Tianjin from conventional green cities. The eco-district uses building management systems that coordinate heating, cooling, lighting, and water usage across hundreds of structures simultaneously. When one building generates excess solar power, the grid automatically routes it to neighboring buildings that need it. When weather patterns change, the system adjusts every building's climate control preemptively. You're looking at a district where structures don't operate independently. They function as one coordinated organism managed by technology that won't reach Western cities for another generation. But 1,500 miles up the Yangtze River, another city is testing infrastructure systems at a scale that makes Tianjin's experiments look modest. Wuhan. Wuhan spans both sides of the Yangtze River, connected by 11 bridges that carry more traffic in a day than the George Washington Bridge handles in a week. But the real engineering achievement is the Yangtze-Gang Yangtze River Bridge, spanning 5,500 feet, with a double-deck design that carries cars on top and metro trains below. The bridge uses sensors embedded in the cables and deck to monitor structural stress in real time, feeding data to AI systems that predict maintenance needs before problems develop. You're driving over infrastructure that monitors its own health and tells engineers exactly when and where to make repairs.